Today we are going to discuss about OT security case study because OT is gaining a lot of attention, which is for operational technologies for across segments, starting from manufacturing to energy utilities, water bodies. Everywhere OT security is gaining a lot of attention. But so far we are under severe confusions. We are always talking about air gaps. We are talking about everything is secured. Almost we are having no clue what exactly is to do to safeguard our operational technology environment. So let us run through few quick slides and understand the aspects. So as you can understand, OT is running on various legacy systems. It is not on traditional IP or Ethernet technologies. Sometimes it is on RS-232, CDL on different kind of ports. It is running on different kind of protocols like Modbus, ProfitNet, and DNP3 kind of different kind of protocols. So it is not like the traditional IT technology. So and since it is running on the legacy protocols, the older designs, some specific products starting from LED, Schneider, Rockwell, Siemens, Honeywell, and various kind of products. So it is purpose built for specific systems. So the way it has evolved in the IT and other things, it is not that way. It got changed. So these are the few aspects starting from access and media, their offline endpoint productions, the audit and maintenance, how we are doing the backup and recovery, what is our physical verification. So those are the areas it is presently being controlled to become a OT security. Fundamentally, it is more of a segmented approach to focus on more on the physical layer. So from that context, it is having multiple areas to focus on. So it's about network security, it's about how we are doing patching and vulnerability management, how we are doing the secured remote access, what are the monitoring and analysis, how we are able to do the endpoint protection, how we are doing the backup and business continuity. On top of that, what will be the typical kind of compliances as per various kind of frameworks and guidelines. And on top of that, there can be a synergy between process technologies and compliances, and there will be also IT and OT kind of handshaking. So based on that, so let us go through how we are able to help few of the landscapes in our strength, our capabilities. So this is a typical kind of a one of our customer segment. Intentionally, I have not changed the diagram because this was the as is kind of a diagram. This is one of the energy utility kind of companies. So you can see there are multiple RTUs, there are local SLDC, there are remote RLDCs which are connecting to the main SCADA locations. There are multiple segregations where the data acquisitions are happening, data transfer is happening, and from other RLDCs, how the ICCP, using ICCP protocol, how the informations are coming to the central locations. So there are data acquisition, data LAN, PDS LAN, and there are multiple layers of firewalls. You can see external and internal, and fundamentally with the external DM zone, it is finally going to interact also. So this is the kind of a situation. So what we did, this is the again the smarter version or the smaller version of the earlier diagram where we have shown how the different layers of starting from the data collection layer, historian layer, how application layer, how it is being positioned. And in this kind of situation, what we did, so we have positioned multiple things. We have positioned for the workstations or maybe the HMIS control interfaces. We have put endpoint agents. We have put an appliance or maybe a server level equipment which is for a kind of IDS to detect all the different traffic from the span port. Is a mirror traffic, is a passive detection and discovery. On top of that, we are also put up some security layer. And on the other hand, for restricting the transmission and reception from multiple zones, we have put a concept called data diode, which is one-way communication will be established, and That way the entire architecture has been purposely built. So as you can see, this diagram is little cluttered because we have not intentionally, we have not changed anything in the diagram. So in order to make you understand in a better way, so I will show you in a kind of a different kind of diagram. So if you can understand the OT security, so this works on a Purdue model which is evolved in 1990 onwards. It is talking from level 0 to level 5 different kind of layers. You can very well see, like level 0 the sensors and actuators are there. From there it is moving towards PLCs and DCs. From there it is going to the line operator engineering workstation, and from there it is going to the higher security layers, 3.5, 4 and 5. So that way it has been positioned. You can see from the here the product was Nozomi. So what we did is there is a IDS product called Guardian, which is been put into the span code, so with the line switches, so that it is able to discover and detect. And from there you can see the endpoint agents in the workstation, which was mentioned at ARC here. So it is also collecting from the ARC engines. So there are multiple locations. There are other locations are also holding Guardian, and there is also a location where the IDS is not positioned. There is a remote collector which is in turn collecting the data and putting it to the Guardian. So that way the multiple instances fundamentally getting centralized monitored through a console called CMC. And there are some wireless units also that has been also controlled through Guardian Air. And fundamentally, once we are trying to see from the dashboard from the cloud, so there is also a Vantage console. On top of that, we have also put some kind of this is the Nozomi portfolio what has been positioned here. So it is doing the smart polling, asset intelligence, threat intelligence, and Vantage IQ. These are the 4 different modules as are available also in add-ons. So as you can understand, there are endpoint agents, there are appliances as an IDS, there are remote collectors, there are centralized engine, there is Guardian Air for the wireless, and there is also a cloud-based platform. So these I am giving an example for one of the specific products, but as you can understand, in this domain there are multiple products like Nozomi, Kaspersky Kicks, Indigi, Tenable Indigi, then Clarity. So fundamentally, as an organization, we have worked with multiple different technologies. So I am giving the example for one of the device technology, since we have deployed in one of the situation, but it's not that. So as an organization, we can add values for the multiple technologies, multiple instances in different environments. So, so these are the overall portfolio for this particular instances, how it has been done. So not only that, on top of that, as I mentioned, there is also a data diode installed, which is ensuring the physical segregation and transmission and reception layer, so that data is getting collected on one way, but it is the automated response or automations are getting protected, so that the machines we can control. On the other hand, you can see there are portable inspectors. There are multiple different OEMs are there. So we have this particular instance, there was a TX1 kind of a component. There are other instances where we have worked with Kaspersky Kicks. So fundamentally, these sensors are being put into the laptop or workstation kind of machines. It is being scanned before putting into the production. So these are the building blocks. So different kind of assets, different nodes, how we are monitoring the links, protocols, sessions, and different variables. So using this solution on the entire landscape, we are able to monitor end to end. So fundamentally, these are the ones we have already detected in the IDS in the Vantage and CMC and kind of Guardian kind of controls. Fundamentally, it can transport the log afterwards to the SIEM SOAR kind of a situations, NAC and other solutions. So already there are already a lot of use cases are already built up on various of the OEMs. Based on the situation, the log can be transported from the any of the legacy or maybe renowned kind of products to monitor the entire traffic in a kind of a single kind of a dashboard. So again, this is the integration stack. So you can see already various kind of technologies, solutions So let it be on the ICS part, let it be SIMSO, IT security technologies or cloud services. It has already been integrated, and something some different kind of things it does come in. So accordingly, this can be also be plugged in. So these are the few of the dashboard which we are showing from the our those live instances. So you can see here it is already discovering the assets, nodes, links, protocols, sessions, and variables as we have discussed in my earlier slide. So then this is the graphical view how the assets are being mapped. These are the detailed version of those assets along with firmware and the kind of a vendor, MAC address, MAC vendor rules and all. And then it is fundamentally, if I go to deep in any of the assets, more details about the activities will be also shown. If a specific vulnerability has been identified along with the CVs, it is also been classified properly. And then if we go in depth, then we can also dig down what exactly is the issue and how this can be sorted out. This is the overall historical analysis, how the alert has been propagated and what are the possible ways it can be prevented. This is the classifications and scorecard based on the vulnerabilities of the assets. And once it has been identified, as you can see, there are multiple back-to-back integrations are there with cross-functional technologies. So automatically we can select, and accordingly we can also control and maybe configure so that it can be protected in a proper manner. This is the configuration part. If we are connecting to one of the firewall and then put up the policies accordingly, automatically it can prevent it. So this is a small little walkthrough from one of our customer where we have integrated this kind of solution to safeguard the OT environment. If you have any specific questions, I will be more than happy to help you. Thank you very much.